Hi everybody. I just wanted to make a quick video, just a little Zoom tutorial to make sure that you know how to get to our virtual classroom and how to navigate Zoom once you're in there. I'll try and keep this short. If you're pretty familiar with Zoom, you probably don't need to watch this. But if not, then follow along with me. So there's two ways to get into Zoom. First of all, one way that always works is if you go to the Midland Public Schools website and go to you remember there's plenty of links in Clever. One of the links that is in Clever is, I apologize, this is slow, but one of the links in Clever is to take you into Zoom. So right here is Zoom. Don't forget, you might have to log into Clever. If you do log into Clever or Zoom, either one, just make sure that you use your MPS email or Gmail Google account. So you can just hit the login with Google button if that's an option, or use your Midland Public Schools login information if you need to. But then once you get into Zoom, one of the options up here is to join a meeting. On meeting, to type in a meeting ID. And depending on how your teacher is set up on the classroom, you might type in an ID. You also might have to type in a password. Okay. So where do you get this ID and password? Every teacher is different. For me, I have included that in the WAG, the Week at a Glance document that I sent you on Friday. So you can get it that way. But also the other thing that I've done is in the document that I sent you, it also has just a hyperlink in it. And so you can choose to copy and paste the meeting ID into Zoom if you want to, but you could also just click this, and this is the second option for getting into Zoom. Either option is fine. It doesn't matter which option you choose. Just click the hyperlink or copy and paste the meeting ID into Zoom. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Both should get you there. So what I've done here today is I've set up a Zoom meeting using my private account, and then I'm joining it with my school account. So what you're seeing right here probably is what you would see when you use your school account to join our classroom. So the first thing it does is it asks me to open Zoom. So I go ahead and click that. And then it brings me into a spot where it says I'm in a waiting room. Okay. So in the waiting room, what I have done for our class, and my guess is that most of your teachers will do this, when you join the meeting, when you join our virtual class time, before you actually get into the meeting, you go to a waiting room, and then your teacher has to admit you. So the purpose of that is to minimize Zoom bombing. So on my phone now, you can't see this because it's on my phone, but with my private account, I got a notification that says, Kendall Root is waiting to join your Zoom meeting. So now all I do is I admit them as the host. I admit that person. And so this is what you would see when your teacher admits you into the meeting. Okay. So right now I'm in what's called a gallery view. So in gallery view, it shows you a thumbnail image of all the people in the meeting. So right now there's only two people in this meeting. There's my personal account, and then there's my school account. Those are the only two people that are currently in this meeting. So that's all I see. They're nice and big and easy images to see. When you do this with your classroom, you might have 20 or 30 people. So they're all going to just be little tiny squares, and there might be an arrow to scroll over so that you can see more people. There might be more people than what fit on one page, just so you know that. So this is the gallery view. The other option up here is the speaker view. And so what speaker view does is it makes the gallery small across the top. So up here across the top would be little squares with all the people in your meeting. And then there's one great big square that represents the person who's talking. So right now, it's my private account that thinks it's talking. So that's the big square. If I, whoops, I guess I won't do that. Never mind. So that's the big square. And then all the other squares would be across the top here. Now, navigating Zoom, there are two buttons down here. I'm going to go back to the gallery view for a second. There's two buttons down here. One mutes and unmutes your microphone. I'm not going to click that because right now while I'm trying to record, I would get feedback if I click that. So I'm not going to click that. But then there's a start and stop video button. They both work the exact same way. So I'm going to demonstrate using using the video button. What happens is if I click the video button, well, you probably can guess. If I click the video button, then it turns on whoops, it turns on my webcam. So this is my webcam on my computer is really bad. So I apologize for the video. But the main thing I want to make sure you see is that when you turn on your video, all the people in the Zoom meeting, they can see everything that's behind you, right? Everything behind you shows up in this image. And so keep that in mind when you choose where you're going to join the meeting. You might not want, your dirty laundry. You might not want to be in the spot in the house where your brother's going to walk behind in his boxer shorts or something. I mean, just be careful where you set up for your meeting. And then to stop that, I just click the same button. One other thing to be aware of is that your teacher, as the host of the meeting, has the ability to mute and unmute or to start and stop the video for everybody in the meeting. So there might be times where you click these and nothing happens. That just means that your teacher has overridden your controls so that you cannot mute and unmute yourself. One other thing I want to mention about Zoom is a security issue that you need to make sure that you're aware of. Right now in this particular meeting, I have a chat bubble turned on. In the chat bubble is, just like any chat that you're familiar with, I can type a message that everybody sees. I can also type a message that only certain people see, whatever. The main reason I want to make sure that you know about the chat meeting or the chat room is that Zoom has identified that there's a major security issue with the chat feature. And the security issue is that anything that's posted in the chat does not get searched or anything with regard to virus scanning software, or in other words, there's no protection for your computer in the chat. There's no protection. And the reason why I tell you that is because of that security issue, I will have the chat feature turned off in our classroom. So you won't be able to chat. That's not because I'm trying to limit your ability to have conversation. It's because I'm trying to protect you and your computer. If there's ever a time where I do turn on the chat feature, if you're in another Zoom meeting where the chat feature is turned on, the way that you protect yourself is that you don't ever post anything that is a link or upload a file into the chat menu. You also, if somebody else posts a link or uploads a file into the chat, never ever click on it. There's no way for you to protect yourself or your computer. You don't know what's there. You very possibly could be installing malware onto your computer without even knowing it. So just be careful of the chat feature. I will have it turned off in our classroom. Last is when the meeting's over. There's a little button down here to leave the meeting. So when you get to the end of your class, you click the leave meeting button. It says, are you sure you want to leave? Yes, I'm sure. And now you are done and out of Zoom. So those are the basic features of Zoom. I think that's probably all you need to know. If you have any questions, if you can't log in, if there's anything you're unsure about, absolutely feel free to send me an email, and I will try to help you out to the best of my ability. But hopefully this gets you what you need as far as navigating Zoom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in class.